Dublin needs more hotels. My name is Shane Fleming and you heard me right. Dublin needs more hotels. I know a lot of people will disagree with that statement, but hear me out before you hit that dislike button. It would mean a lot to me if you hit the subscribe button. It gives me motivation to create more and more videos, so please hit that subscribe button and the like button as well. Back in 2019, Dublin City Council decided to ban or stop granting planning permissions for hotels within Dublin City. The decision came about because a number of news articles were published stating that there was too many hotels in Dublin City and not enough apartments. There was no actual data behind these headlines, it was just populist viewpoints. Councillors and TDs jumped all over this as they saw an opportunity to blame hotels for their own failings in providing houses for Dublin City. This is becoming a theme, but every story needs a villain. Hotels became the villains, and this distracted from the council's own failings. I actually met with Dublin City Council planners around this time in 2019 at a pre-planning meeting. A pre-planning meeting is basically a meeting you have with the council to discuss an idea you have for a particular site. This meeting wasn't anything to do with a hotel, or we weren't proposing a hotel, but before we even got to sit down, the planner said to us straight out that they will not be granting any more permissions for hotels and they will not consider a hotel on this site. We weren't looking for a hotel, but the way they kind of forcefully said it to us and said that they're being directed by councillors not to approve any more hotels, and the meeting started with that opening statement, even though it wasn't even about hotels, but it was very clear that planners were being heavily influenced and severely swayed by councillors in terms of how they approach planning. I was quite shocked and a little bit taken back by the forcefulness of the planner in terms of how they opened the meeting and how much they were being swayed by councillors. I thought to myself, what is the point in having a development plan that's voted on by the council every 6 years for the city that outlines stuff like zoning, design and usage? It's a document that's a few hundred pages long that all developers, architects and planners can use as a reference in terms of what is allowed on certain sites within the city. What's the point in having such a detailed plan if councillors at a whim because of a newspaper article decide to throw everything out the book and ban a certain type of development, in this case hotels? It's important to remember that this decision was made pre-COVID, and at the time Dublin hotel rates per price were at an all-time high, demand was at an all-time high as well, and a huge amount of apartments were being used for Airbnb because there wasn't enough hotel rooms. The data actually stated that there was nearly 3,000 hotel rooms required within Dublin city centre at the time. But councillors made the decision to ban hotels for optics and PR rather than actually good planning. In a detailed decision yesterday, Ombud Pleanála debunked Dublin City Council's decision to ban hotels, and they stated that Dublin in fact needed more hotels. Ombud Pleanála overturned Dublin City Council's decision to ban hotels and granted permission for a new hotel on Capel Street. I'd love to know what your thoughts are on the topic, so put your comments below. Let me know if you disagree or agree with me in terms of Dublin needs more hotels. I'm of the view that banning one form of development will not increase the likelihood of another form of development actually happening or make another form of development more feasible. We need more hotels, we need more apartments, we need more houses. We also need more studios and build to rent. And in a lot of cases, it's quite difficult to switch from a hotel development to an apartment development because you have different financial models in place, you have different investors in place, and you have different funding in place. Also, in a lot of cases, sites are differently laid out and they're not always suitable for apartment development. There is also the argument that there's a loss of culture within the city due to these developments actually taking place, and a number of nightclubs have been lost because of hotel or build to rent developments. As someone who enjoys a night out and enjoys going to a nightclub, I understand the loss of this culture and I get it. It is very disappointing. However, there is an argument to be said that some of these nightclubs were located on prime city centre locations and weren't making best use of the site. If you look at other international cities in terms of where they locate their nightclubs or super clubs, if you look at Spain, Germany or even the US, A huge amount of the large clubs are located on the edge of the city, in industrial areas or in dockland locations. Fair enough, you will get some nightclubs within the city centre, but they'll be much smaller. They'll be located in basements or rooftops, but generally speaking, the larger nightclubs are located on the edge of cities, away from residential areas and away from central business districts. Dublin City Council should be thinking about ideas how there is not a loss of culture, particularly within the nightclub scene, and to make sure that there is areas designated for that type of use. It's also worth bearing in mind that hotels create jobs. They create jobs during construction, and they also create jobs during operation. But while those tourists are coming to Dublin City, there should be something for them to do. And Dublin City Council needed to realise that some people will come to Dublin City for the nightlife, and therefore there needs to be a protection around nightlife within Dublin City Centre, and there needs to be more focus on it to make sure that culture is not lost. If you have any ideas how Dublin can improve its nightlife culture, please pop them in the comments below. It would be very helpful. I will leave a link for more property related videos up there, but don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button on this video.